Classic rock for the thumb. It's time for the only Saturday morning sports talk show in the thumb. It's Let's Talk Sports, brought to you by Air Advantage, providing rural communities with client-focused internet communications and technology solutions with integrity and pride. With Scott Bowlesby,
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Chris Wilcox,
We got uniforms and everything. It's really great.
and the Chief, Christian Zalick.
This is Hunter James from Kingston, and you're listening to Let's Talk Sports.
Yes, you are listening to Let's Talk Sports. Good Saturday morning. Welcome on in. Week number 9 in the bag. And, man, what a week number 9 it was. Scott Bowlesby here with you alongside Christian Zalick.
Whoa, did you say week 9 already?
Week 9, yeah.
Week 9.
You look
Crazy.
uncomfortable, Christian.
It's scary.
We've had to change some stuff around. We have Majestic Sky Link in the building right now doing some filming.
We're live video, baby. Yeah.
Live.
So hopefully you guys can see this eventually. If not this one, hopefully in the future. But nonetheless, we are here Saturday morning. Good morning. Like I said, Scott Bowlesby in the building. Chris Wilcox to my left, straight left, and Christian Zalick to my right over here. Gentlemen, what a week number 9. Yes, it is week number 9. We're talking about playoffs.
It was crazy. Yeah, playoffs. Playoffs.
Should have had that queued up.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, my goodness sakes, man.
Please stop it, Eddie.
I know, right? Ouch.
Did you listen to his show?
Yeah.
My God, he must
yeah.
have dropped that line
Oh, did he?
55,000 times last week.
I did not see it.
Quite a bit.
Oh,
But no, I mean, crazy week 9. Absolutely a crazy week
Holy
9.
cow,
And
yeah,
you want
it was.
to talk about some teams getting kind of beat around to a certain degree. I don't know, Scott. It's going to come down to Sunday to know where we're going to go now.
Yeah, I thought we had it laid out going into week 9 with the favorites. I thought, oh yeah, we're good. We know where we're gonna go. I got a hold of the school and everything, and maybe jinxed them. Don't blame it on me. But
Well,
nonetheless,
you're getting blamed now.
Now going into playoffs week number 1, I said last night in the air, so we're gonna be somewhere. We just don't know where yet because there's a couple different possibilities where we could end up at, and it's kind of all up in the air right now. And Snooze is gonna have his.
We'll find out sometime tonight. Kind of.
He said that it's gonna be late. Probably in the middle of the night.
Usually,
do you blame him?
1:32 o'clock.
Do you blame him after last night?
Man,
No.
he's
And not just the thumb area. I mean, there were some teams across the state that were kind of getting upended.
Yeah, because
Pewamo, Westphalia had to go to OT to get the win.
yes. Did Rockford end up winning or not? I didn't see because they had to win to get in, and they had missed the playoffs since 1992.
I don't know.
I'll have to check it
Check it
out,
out, Scotty.
Okay.
I'll have to look it up. But yeah, that's a long history of playoffs that are on the line there for sure. But yeah, a big game for us last night. Maybe not playoff implications, but they could be seeing each other in the playoffs next week.
Rivalry game.
Big rivalry game. That when we went into it, obviously we know about the transfer of Nate Dawson over to Kingston, making things even more interesting between the two squads. And it got chippy last night towards the end of the game. There were some unnecessary penalties, personal fouls against Kingston, which you don't normally see.
The flag came out really fast, too.
It
like,
did.
Quickly.
They
very,
came
very
out.
quickly.
It came out real quick in I don't know, second quarter or so, really early, and they called on both sides.
Yep.
And all right, stop it, knock it off, and then we got a couple on Kingston's side. Mayville picked up one or two, and it just continued on from there. Luckily, it didn't get out of hand too much, but at the end of the game, they're pretty friendly, pretty cordial with each other for the most part. But yeah, you could definitely tell. The likes of Gunnar Thompson was not happy with a few players out there last night. As he got one, I remember. I'm trying to think of the other. Logan Levine, I think, maybe picked up one, if I'm not mistaken.
I think Levine. And I don't know. Well, Statler had the holding penalty. He didn't have the personal foul. Well, yeah. There was definitely a little bit of chippiness, but
there was.
As a rivalry game, I mean, it's expected, right?
Well,
to a certain level. To a certain level.
In games like that, though, the officials are usually warned ahead of time. Hey, this is a
absolutely.
rivalry game if they don't know it beforehand. So they're going to probably call it a little bit tighter than they normally would. Anyways.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And there was a couple calls. So there was a blatant pass interference call that was missed. But then the other side, Jeffrey Frost pushed off for the touchdown. They didn't throw the flag, so I think it evened itself out. Mayville fans were upset for a minute, but then they were better. But real quick, side note, Rockford lost last night 28-17 to East Kentwood.
So they finished at 4-5.
Yeah.
Or were they 5-4?
They're 5-4.
5-4. Yeah, I don't think they're getting in from what people were telling me.
Yeah, they won 4 of their last 5, but they lost 3 of their first 4. So
Ouch.
definitely rough. But back to our game. Yeah, it evened itself out with that pass interference call, but I mean, Kingston looked good from the very beginning, and they definitely pulled back. It looked like towards the second half, they ran a lot more. Hunter had a problem getting the ball on the target last night. He's overthrown a couple of times.
Well,
he's got an arm on him though. So
obviously we've seen that.
If he had a Jeffrey Frost on his team, he might have made a couple of those,
absolutely.
just over the head a little bit.
Yeah, well, Kreiderman made a heck of a catch coming across the middle there on one of those. That was an absolute missile, kind of with a defender in his face. But when Hunter says throw it, I think he's kind of toned down a little bit because from his sophomore year, he'd put a little bit more air under it. Yeah. And now he's not putting as much air under it. And
he's got a zip on it now.
And he's got a lot of zip on it. And, good game, nothing crazy out of him, but it's another Hunter James performance, right?
Yeah.
9 of 16, 121 for 3 touchdowns in the air. On the ground, he goes for 8 carries for 73 yards and 2 touchdowns. So, for a rivalry game, it's a heck of a performance.
Yeah.
But moving forward, tighten things up a little bit because if things shake out the way they should shake out, Deckerville could be looming here in the playoff picture really quick.
And that if the playoff points are right, according to Snooze, and everything shook out the way it was supposed to last night, it looked like it was going to be one of those games or one of those playoff point situations where Kingston gets beat by less than a point. So Deckerville would host the game, so they'd have to be on the road. But again, that all has to shake out.
They can't beat.
Yeah, literally they can't beat. It's been forever. But
I know
it's one of those things, right? I mean, I'm glad the MHSA's made the change in the playoff points and how they've done the playoff system. To be honest with you, because I remember when back in school, obviously I went to Kingston. We went 8-1 and you didn't make the playoffs.
Yes.
And I mean that's rough. I mean, you go 8-1 and you lose that one game and you don't make the playoffs, and I mean you're sitting back going, hey, what could we have done different except for obviously win them all?
Yeah.
And I'm glad of the setup now. Eight man's got a little bit different setup to it than what 11 player does, but still moving forward, I'm glad of that change. And Christian, I mean you mentioned it to us this week, and I actually like the idea. At some point in time, we're gonna have to go down to 6 divisions.
I completely agree with that.
It's going to end up having to happen.
Yes, I know.
We have a lot of teams from around the area, not just the area, but the state, that are starting to drop to an 8-man football.
Well, I was talking with my brother about this last night, and I don't remember which Flint school it is now, whether it's Hamady or Beecher, but I think it was Hamady, who's now Division 8, and they're 9-0. Dude, that's a Division 8 state championship team in Division 8.
Yeah.
Just because they're usually, I mean, a Class C type school.
It's Hamady, I think, because they were throwing a fit on Channel 5 for the longest time about how AP was ignoring them. But I mean, how good of a 9-0 team are they? I mean,
I don't know, but those type of athletes usually aren't seen in Division 8.
Yeah, right. That's
why I think we're going to have to go back to 6 divisions if you're going to keep the 2 divisions in 8-man.
There's a huge story on M Live actually just came out yesterday. I don't know if you've seen
it
yet.
About the playoffs? Yeah, I did.
Yes,
I did see
all
that.
about the Michigan High School playoff format, what's wrong with it. Climax Scott's another school that's had some big
and they're
seasons.
They're going to 8-man.
They're going to 8-player next week because they couldn't pick anybody up to play them because nobody wants to play small school like that.
That's scary.
Dropping like flies in the 8-player from 11 to 8-player. So, yeah, it's definitely interesting. But like you said yesterday, Christian, it could get to the point where if they don't change it up, you could be getting 4-win teams in the playoffs.
I really agree with more and more people going to 8-man. Yeah, I can see that.
So
in a scenario like that, I wouldn't want to see it happen. But hey, back to last night's game. Kingston victorious over Mayville in a rivalry game, and a game that where actually they could probably meet up next week in the playoffs. 43-20 for the Mayville Wildcats. Nick Phillips, 3 of 6 for 46 yards and 2 touchdowns. Both those touchdowns coming late in the game. Also on the receiving end, Jeffrey Frost, both of those touchdowns, 2 receptions for 26 yards. Also with a reception, Logan Labine, 1 reception for 20 yards. Rushing the ball, Nick Phillips, 21 attempts for 77 yards. Logan Labine, 21 carries for 53 yards and a touchdown. Logan Labine got that one right literally just before halftime with 1 second left on the clock.
Yeah, he literally, beautiful run too.
Yeah,
he
it
rumbled
was.
his way
Yeah,
in.
absolutely.
Nice spin move to get away from a defender and was able to get his way in.
Kind of went quote unquote beast mode.
He did.
Is what he went.
He was not going to be held back from getting that touchdown before the end of the half.
He hit the spin button on the old Madden, and off he went to the races. But for the Kingston Cardinals, through the air last night, Hunter James, 9 of 16, 121 for 3 touchdowns. Those touchdowns being spread out. Nate Dawson being able to get one there on his former team, 1 reception, 7 yards and a touchdown. Lane Torrey, 4 receptions, 64 yards and a touchdown. Levi Kreiderman, 3 receptions, 43 yards and a touchdown. For the Cardinals on the ground, Hunter James, 8 carries for 73 yards and 2 touchdowns. Aaron Kaler, 4 totes for 52 yards. And Lane Torrey, 8 carries, 34 yards and a touchdown. And Caleb Goss, 3 carries for 13 yards. And you would talk about a big back. Mm-hmm. Caleb Goss would be a big back wherever he played.
He's a big boy.
I mean, he's just a big boy. And obviously, 8 man, you're going to see the field, but I mean, he's athletic on top of it. And so we had talked about this before. Hey, Mayville Pack, they went 0-0 pretty much all the way up till the end of the fourth quarter. Mayville has a defense. They really do. It's a big shame that they ended up losing Austin Middleton.
That was a huge loss.
To the thumb injury, he's going to be something to be
only a sophomore.
Yeah, he's got 2 years. You just watch out. He's going to be one of those athletes. But on the other side of Kingston, though, their defense showed up big, and Colton Statler had himself a heck of a game last night. Mm-hmm. Brian Hobson started the game off with an interception after 3 plays. So just a big night overall for both Kingston and Mayville on the defensive side of things. Kingston kind of let those couple scores near the end. Just, it is what it is when the game's already out of control.
Yeah, exactly. But, I will give it up to Mayville. They did have they looked really good on defense to start things off, but just could not get the scoring going. They were finally able to get something on the board late, but too little, too late by that time even. But I mean, defensively, they looked good. And losing Austin Middleton, obviously, I'm looking at I had his stats up here just a second ago, but he was a huge part of that squad. I mean,
if I remember right from last night, I mean, passing yards was like almost 700 yards or something like that passing already, and even on the ground he was 500, I think, yards on the ground. So I mean that's a player that you're almost talking 1,000 player almost. Oh, yeah. I mean that's huge. I mean that's a big time loss taken away from your offense, and moving forward for the Mayville Wildcats. Obviously you got the playoffs coming up, see who you get it to draw with. It sounds like it may be Kingston if it all shakes out. And, obviously looking forward to next year. I mean, there's a lot of juniors and sophomores on that team. So
yeah,
that Mayville Wildcat team is going to be a good team to come in a few years.
Before his injury, Austin Middleton had 619 yards passing for 9 touchdowns and also rushed for 584 for 3 touchdowns. Okay. So that's, it's a pretty good amount of the yardage for Mayville's side of things when you're Logan Levine is leading the team in rushing, but obviously in passing, your second best is Nick Phillips, who stepped in with 87 yards passing. Yep. So huge loss to Deckerville was Austin Middleton. So hopefully he gets, I heard he had surgery on his thumb. Everything went good, so he should be back in time for next season for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, I don't know if he's listening, but Scott had a huge fan last night. So Cam, if you're listening, Cam, if you're listening, hello.
McGuire?
No, not McGuire. No,
she's a huge fan of mine too. No, Cam.
It's Mark's son, isn't it?
Mark Cooper's son.
Okay.
He was very excited about going to get his Subway on.
I almost went with him.
He was talking meatball, so hopefully he got to enjoy that.
That's right, absolutely.
But Cam, he was very interested in our equipment. He wanted to know how much it cost. I said a lot of money.
Talk to the suit, baby.
And then he wanted our equipment for Christmas.
There you go.
So I don't know if he wants the exact replica, but
so Mark Cooper, if you're listening, you know what to get them.
Yeah. You said the boss's boss is coming in next week. You said, here it is. We're getting new stuff.
There you go.
Take this. We got the head honchos coming. We're gonna get brand new stuff, but. Yeah, so big win last night for Kingston, and could be seeing a rematch as soon as next Friday. We will find out, though, on Selection Sunday coming up tomorrow. With that, we're going to take a quick break, come back. We got more action for you, plenty more. Week number 9, it gets weird from here. Really, really weird.
Real weird.
So a lot of stuff going to be going down, but stick around. It's Let's Talk Sports right here. Classic Rock I-92.
Classic Rock I-92.
Are you looking for new furniture, flooring, appliances? The place to go in the Thumb is Schneeberger's in downtown Cass City. At Schneeberger's, choose from hundreds of models on floor, in stock, right now, ready to go. So whether it's a Lazy Boy chair, sofa, or love seat, they've got it at Schneeberger's in downtown Cass City. Maybe you're looking for flooring. Well, Schneeberger's has that too. Everything from laminate, wood, tile, whatever it is you need. If you want to get it at the best price around, then you need to go to Schneeberger's in downtown Cass City today.
This is Tanya Rubin, sales executive at Thumb Cellular. If you're thinking of switching mobile phone carriers, consider Thumb Cellular. Now is the time to get the tailored service you need from the local company you can trust. Unlike the other carriers, we like to build lasting relationships with our customers. I will work with your busy schedule to meet and discuss how we can best serve you. As the only local cellular carrier with the best coverage in the Thumb and nationwide, I can introduce you to what we call the Thumb Cellular difference. Get the device you want, the plan you need, and the exceptional customer service you deserve without ever having to step foot in the store. So if you're ready for a better cellular experience, call me, Tanya Rubin, at 989-553-5282. Remember, at Thumb Cellular, we've got you covered.
You love Thumb Cellular. Talk of the thumb.
Summertime is the time to get a vehicle wrapped around yourself that's all new to you. And Poor Shoreline of Sebring has what you're looking for. Grab a 2014 Chevy Silverado Double Cab 1500 four-wheel drive work truck with a 4-liter six-cylinder, only $18,000. Or how about riding in style in a 2011 Buick Regal CXL, sunroof, leather, heated seats, Bluetooth loaded, only $8,000. Call Moore Shoreline at 989-883-2100 or stop in for your test drive today. All prices plus tax and dock fees. See Moore Shoreline for details. Hey, it's Bob Hughes from the Morning Traffic Jams. I want to take a minute to tell you about Air Advantage wireless and fiber internet services. Since I've lived in the Thumb, the only choice I've had for internet has been wireless, because that's just how it is out here. I went through 2 other providers before I found Air Advantage wireless for my home. In the coming months, Air Advantage and I-92 will be telling you about the investment they're beginning to make in the Thumb to bring the world a little closer, a lot quicker. I am currently using that new technology, and it's the only company that has given me the reliability and bandwidth I can count on. So stay tuned. There's more to come from Air Advantage Internet Services. Weather brought to you by Thumb Cooling and Heating, with stores in Cass City and Caro. If you need it cold or need it hot, give Thumb Cooling and Heating a shot. Classic Rock, I-92. I-92 weather.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the Thumb's Classic Rock I-92 weatherology forecast. Overcast today with rain becoming mixed precipitation, high of 46, northwesterly winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. Overcast skies tonight, mixed precipitation likely, lows around 31, highs around 44, tomorrow partly cloudy. Temperatures below average Monday and Tuesday with highs from the upper 40s to the low 50s. And that's the Thumb's Classic Rock I-92 weather forecast. I'm weatherology meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Currently, it's 46.
This is the boys' Caro cross country team, and you're listening to Let's Talk Sports.
Did that hypnotize you at all?
A little bit. A little bit.
Excitement in the air, wasn't it, last weekend?
I shoulder bruiser there somewhere.
Yeah. You got them running. They actually got the big meet today as well.
Yes.
At 10:30
Yes.
for
I was going to
Frisbee.
ask you about that.
That is huge.
Let me tell you what. Coming through town, it wasn't.
You
as
never
bad.
want to go that way.
It wasn't as bad when
Yeah.
I was coming through because they were just starting, right? Because they want most of the schools to get there at 9:30. But holy smokes,
Yeah.
do not go towards Cass City today, folks.
No, not at
You hit
all.
that 2481 intersection, stop and turn around.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't keep going to Walmart.
Yeah, or go the back way around.
Yeah.
That's
Take all back roads wherever you have
just
to go.
don't go through 81 in that area right there because good luck.
Or I guess you could go 24 to Deckerville and then
go
Deckerville.
back around. Yeah.
There's
routes around it,
Yes.
but just don't go down 81 in that area.
I was told that they had 900 kids last year running, and they're going to have an additional 200 this year. So you might as well figure an extra 200 vehicles.
And this is just the Thumb Championships, right?
Yeah.
Well, they have an open one too where
Yeah.
people come, but I don't know who's all going to be involved with
Okay.
that. I don't know.
They have the open one, and then both my boys are going to run today.
Are
the
they?
younger boys, yep, Alex and Evan are both going to run. So they do one for the younger kids as always. So sixth grade and under. So I mean that's a cool race, but Yeah, to see that amount of people in one spot, I thought a couple weeks ago was crazy over at Saginaw Heritage when these boys had to run in nothing but mud that had to been at least 2 inches thick. Yeah.
Yuck.
Real quick, speaking of cross country, our athlete of the week last week, Haley Rothbottom of Mayville, actually went into the NCTL league meet and took first place. So she is the NCTL league champ, I guess is what they call it. She came in first, so she's the league champ.
Sure.
So congratulations to her. And Carol took home the team championship in the Greater Thumb.
What a surprise there.
Yeah, I know, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
I guess Yami did run, so whatever injury he was kind of hinting around last week.
Well, I know he didn't run over in Saginaw. I do know what the injury is. I was just trying to prod it out of him, but
shoulder injury?
No,
it was a
Achilles.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's what we're hearing.
Yeah.
And whatever it was, he's bounced back from it, and he's was able to become the Greater Thumb West champs. So Greater Thumb West Conference champion. Surprise, surprise, are the Carroll Tigers. Are you surprised on that one?
No,
exactly.
not by no, not at all.
All right, so congratulations to everybody. I don't know who won the East. I'm gonna guess Marlette. They're usually the top team, but I'm not exactly sure. But,
I believe Riley Ford from Marlette was crowned. I think actually it's in the paper. I should just open that. I should just open the paper up. And look at that right there. Marlette's Riley Ford with a 19, pretty much, well, you just call it 19. I call it 19 flat. Don't count all these milliseconds in here. She won the overall.
Actually, they're tenths of a second.
Greater Thumb Conference.
Milliseconds a little smaller.
Whatever.
Close enough, whatever. It doesn't matter. When I see 19 for me, that's usually hours. That's not minutes. So we're going to go that route anyways.
All right, so Riley Ford.
Yeah, but 19 for Yami means he's been sitting for 19 minutes while they're still finishing.
Yeah, exactly. True.
That's about it. So congratulations. I don't know if we had any other things to touch on real quick. I think that was pretty much all that happened over the week. Sem volleyball, obviously, we'll get to that a little bit later on. But we'll jump back into week number 9 football because we don't have much time to mess around because I hear there's a game going on after what you're talking about.
No, not at all.
Game going on
But what do you guys want to run to? We want to... I want to go to the...
Let's just stay in the 8-man for a while.
Okay, we'll wrap up 8-man.
Scores,
okay.
Run it up.
All right. So 8-player last night, Deckerville. Victorious over Peck in a little bit closer game than we thought it might have been.
Yeah, definitely so.
20-8 was your final. Deckerville does pick up the outright NCTL Blue Divisions Championship and obviously are in the playoffs and more than likely going to be hosting 2 home games as they pick up that win over Peck. And I don't know if there's any stats online or not, but we'll jump back to that. OG getting a close win over Caseville. Rivalry game there as well. Which 2 teams who, if they wanted to make a bigger team, they should go together.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
Didn't they do that at one point? They did Caseville didn't have a team for a while, and they
yes they did.
They went with OG. Yep. So maybe think about. I think it was Caseville approached them about doing it this year, and OG said no, or vice versa. Probably. One of the two. Somebody.
I think it was the other way around Caseville because Caseville is actually a bigger school now than Owen Gage.
Okay. Yep. So that was that final. New Haven Merritt all over Akron Fairgrove. New Haven Merritt outright NCTL White Division champ 68-14. Mount Pleasant Sacred Heart 56-22 over Genesee. Maurice, they are the outright NCTL Red Divisions champ after they blanked Weberville 32-0. We had a couple forfeits last night. North Huron over Dryden and Bay City All Saints over CPS. So CPS did not play a game this year, which is unfortunate for the Tigers. They were hoping to at least get one game in. And Burton Medicine takes on Flint International today at 1 o'clock. So there's your 8-player wrap-up in the Thumb area, the Thumb in the NCTL area. And I
have some Old Gage Caseville stats.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Matt Parteka from Old Gage, 36 carries, 215 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Matt Fritz had 37 yards in the score on 8 carries, and Cord Clarkston 70 yards on 15 carries. Defensively, Boyd Evans had 10 tackles, including 4 for a loss and a fumble recovery. Right. Owen Gage finishes with a 4-5 record, including 2 wins over the past 2 weeks over their rivals Akron and Caseville. So 4-5, probably not, but...
Was that for Owen Gage?
Yeah. It's in the lower division in the 8-man.
Yeah.
It's a possibility.
Yeah, I trying to look at it real quick to see if they have them slipping in, and as of this point, they are not.
Yes.
Peck and Kindy North Huron are the two thumb area teams in the lower division that are going to be slipping on in. And there was a point where Peck, if New Haven Merritt would have got beat, Peck would have been hosting two playoff games at 5 and 4. That's definitely very interesting. But it looks like New Haven Merritt's going to be hosting the two playoff games.
Looking at Snooze to you and just kind of taking a look at that eight man side of things, and I always wonder how obviously the geographics do come into play at a certain level, but not always. But Region 2, District 1, projection right now with Augrey Sims, Weberville, Maurice, and then Wyoming Tri-Unity Christian. And I'm kind of surprised because if you go to that Region 4 side, they're calling for Deckerville, Genesee, Kingston, and Mayville. I'm surprised Genesee's maybe not sliding over, maybe having Augrey swing down into that.
Yeah, they're kind of in an odd spot.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
and the MHSA may do that since Snooze has it one way. They're likely to change it the other way.
Did you look at Division 2 and Region 4?
No, I
New Haven,
haven't.
Merritt, Peck, Kindy North Huron, all pretty similar. Yep. And then Taconcha, which is located at the very bottom of the state, basically.
Oh my, yeah, that's
so. It's quite the hop, skip, jumping away for that squad who are sitting at 5 and 4. So they could be traveling to New Haven Merritt and getting thumped, and that's kind of where we're talking about the whole playoff format and how it's kind of unfair for some of these squads to travel far and then just get destroyed. And then
I mean, especially when you have like New Haven Merritt, you got Peck, you got Kindy. You know, unfortunately, I know you got the Division 1, Division 2 side of things, but I mean, geographically wise, to cut costs down some, I mean, it's just got to make sense to keep it somewhat close together.
Right, yeah. It would. It seems like it would, at least, looking at the map, but who knows. But that was the 8-player wrap-up. We'll jump on over to Greater Thumb. Well, actually, they crossed over. So, Greater Thumb action last night. Ubley. I said to somebody early in the week, Cass City beats Ubley. Take it to the bank. That was my... I thought,
well,
sure.
Apparently your check just got bounced.
I am surprised Cass City lost.
Oh, you aren't the only one.
Extremely shocked.
Ubley taking care of business over in Ubley, though. Bearcat Country as Cass City falls 20-6. As now Ubley rolling into the playoffs with a lot of momentum on their side.
You got that right.
As they knock off the Greater Thumb West champs.
Right.
Well, no, they will not see each other. Ubley will drop to 8.
Yeah.
Correct. Yep.
But it's just it's something I didn't expect. This and the Lakers. Neither one. I expected both the West to be the stronger conference, and didn't turn out that way.
Not looking that way. That's obviously for sure. You know, I was telling you guys. You know, I texted somebody last night and I said, "Hey, what the heck happened? You know, hey, we got punched in the mouth and we just didn't respond."
Which is surprising.
It is absolutely.
Really surprising from Cass City. Yeah, that's just not the Cass City team that's been around the last 3-4 years, 5 years.
Well, especially, I mean, you know, you look at week 1, they run with Montrose for the most part till later in the game. You know, the same thing with Lakers for a while. They run with the Lakers and they put the game away. You know, there's a lot of games where some of these teams scored first, but they just responded right back. So I don't know. It's kind of odd.
Ubley did rush for 261 yards. Ethan Lemke had 137 on 26 carries and a pair of touchdowns. Nick Wright added 72 yards and 11 totes. So I don't know how many players out there have rushed that well against Cass City this year. DJ Daniels maybe was one of them. I think he had a big game against them, but
that's about it.
There's not many running backs in the area.
Must have been some game tape from Caro somewhere along the line.
Yeah, they exposed them somewhere. But kudos to the Ubley Bearcats as they go in there and take care of business in that Greater Thumb crossover action as they now both roll into the playoffs and await their fate coming up on tomorrow at 7 p.m. again on Fox Sport Detroit. Where else?
Or possibly Plus. It's usually Fox Sports Detroit Plus.
Oh, really?
If there's a game on, like the Red Wings or Pistons or something.
Yeah,
so
good point.
It could be either one.
You think the MHSA would step in and be like, we trump them, right?
It's the national broadcast, though.
But it's the MHSA. Hey, you think that they would have like their own
just because they're in charge of some of the stuff we do?
Some of the stuff?
Exactly.
I better watch what I say right now. But nonetheless, that was first big Greater Thumb crossover action. Second one last night. As we move on down here, I'm using Thumb Tailgaters blog lineup here, so thank you to Thumb Tailgater. Sandusky knocking out Bad Axe in a closer game than I thought it was going to be over there as well, as Sandusky knocks out Bad Axe 30-20, and Sandusky now co-champs in the Greater Thumb East, and they are heading into the playoffs 8-1, but last week getting thumped by Harbor Beach, getting blanked, and now getting a tight game against a Bad Axe squad. Coach Jacobson over there has got to right the ship and get things figured out.
Especially considering they're probably going to be facing either a Lakers team coming off a loss or a Cass City team coming off a loss. And Cothrell and Verberg probably not the coaches you want to see coming off a loss.
That's for sure. Yeah, no kidding. We got a call coming through here. Let's talk sports. Good morning.
This is Bob.
Hey, Bob, what's going on?
Hey, this is Bob.
How you doing, Bob?
How's it going?
Not too bad about yourself.
Not too bad.
How'd your boys do last night?
Huh?
How'd your boys do last night, Marlette?
They lost 6-0.
That's a tough game.
Oh, that's a real tough game. What happened?
I don't know, because I didn't go.
Oh, what happened? You okay, Bob?
Yeah, because I don't want to take no second chance to get that pneumonia again.
Understandable there.
Yes,
It was
chilly
nasty
out
out last night.
It was cold.
It was. Well, yeah, you get better. You stay healthy there. They need you around, Bob.
Yep.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was a tough game, but yeah.
Do you know if anybody saw a gray hat at the All-Star game?
Which game? The All-Star game?
Yeah, I left my hat sitting on the table.
You talking about the basketball All-Star game?
Yep. It was it's gray one.
You know what? Now that you say that, I remember Al saying something at the end of the game about a hat. You might want to call Al DeMont.
I talked to him. He said he didn't see it.
He didn't see it. I could have swore he picked something up.
Uh-oh. Scotty just ratted him out.
Uh-oh. He didn't see it, huh? Well,
it's covering his bald head every day right now.
He's probably wearing it. Do we need to buy you a new one, Bub, for Christmas?
We'll get you a Let's Talk Sports one.
What's that?
Are we going to do playoff games?
We are. Yes, we're going to do playoff games.
Oh, Adam ripped me off.
Who ripped you off? Adam did?
Yeah.
How'd he rip you off? What'd he do?
I told him I want Freeland because he said it twice. He goes, who you want, Bub? Frank McMahon and Freeland.
Uh-oh. You better have it out with him.
Hey,
I would be giving him a call.
That's how he's winning this year, Bub.
That's right.
I see. Yeah, he's lying on some picks, huh?
Yep.
Uh-oh. You better get on him about that.
Yep, he got lucky last night. He got lucky on his wins and losses.
He's been lucky all season long.
Exactly.
What's he doing, cheating?
Yeah.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. I'm glad you finally said it.
His place is right around the corner from the studio here, so we'll go over there and we'll give him a wake-up call and we'll rough him up a little bit for giving you the wrong pick.
We'll don't worry. We'll put some soap in a towel bag and we'll just whoop him with it.
All right, Bob. Well, hopefully you're feeling better. Who are you picking today, Michigan or Michigan State?
Yep. Go Spartans.
Oh, no.
Hang up the phone.
Hang the phone up.
Well, we've been beat our last 10 years.
Just hang the phone up.
History is history,
Hang
Bob.
it up.
He ain't got a very good record against State.
What have you done for me lately?
Time to turn the tide now.
He's 1-5 against State in Ohio State.
Look, he's got his stats ready to
I
throw at you,
know.
Christian.
What have you done for me lately? What has happened this year?
Nope.
It's all changing tonight, Bob.
I'm a Spartan fan.
Oh. All right, well.
Go Spartans.
We'll find out in 4 hours.
All right, Bob. You have a good one, man.
See you, Bob.
See you, Bob.
That's a good game.
I think it is going to be a good game. I hope. I hope.
I know it won't be because Michigan's going to roll, baby, roll.
So say.
All right, Bob.
Okay.
All right, have a good one, man.
See you, buddy.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. All right, Bob. Sparty. I knew he was. He always picks against
Sparty Bub.
He picked it's the 1 week I think he picked against Michigan. I'm like, and then I asked him and he said he was a Michigan State fan. I said,
Yeah.
Bob. Just when I started to like you.
I know. Oh, boy.
Oh, thanks, Bob, for calling on in. But, yeah, we'll just transition right on over Tough loss last night for Marlette over Armada against Armada, I should say, 6-0. That's a tough one to swallow. And I know that we were getting updates from Gilchrist last night, and as he made his way over to the Marlette area, and he stopped at Eddie G's and enjoyed himself over there. But he was over there hanging out. It sounded like Marlette had their chances. There was a couple opportunities for them late in the game even to get a touchdown, but just were not able to crack it and get on in for the touchdown in order to tie things up. But
Marlette's had their chances all year as well, and it's kind of unfortunate because it couldn't capitalize on a lot of these at all. But the one time they did capitalize, it was against that Harbor Beach squad.
Yes.
That's a big capitalizer.
You want to talk about capitalization, and that's huge.
Harbor Beach still got to be kicking themselves over.
Yeah,
there.
you try to look at that, it's still in the rearview mirror. You still see that, and we thought that maybe that was kind of where the tables were turning for Marlette. Think the season was going to get rolling, and it just never really took off.
Mm-hmm.
And we did not get any updates or stats from Marlette, which is weird.
And I didn't see any scores until really late.
Yeah, Gilchrist was texting me and giving me updates on the game. I can tell you who scored. I can give you that much. Oh, my wife just texted me. The internet works. Oh, thank goodness. I can watch the game.
Streaming the game, baby.
I was worried. They got a touchdown on a touchdown pass to Justin Herbert with 5:36 left in the third. Okay. Marlette was threatening at one point with 6:09 left in the game. They stopped the drive and took over deep in their own territory. Then Peyton Dale intercepted a pass for Marlette. The Red Raiders were in Armada territory with 1:30 left in the game. 33 seconds left, 4th down and 7, and that was at the Armada 25. And then the next tech I got was game over. Armada defense holds. Tigers beat Marlette 6-0.
Wow.
That's a rough one.
Yeah.
In those games, would you rather have it close like that or just get blown out? If you can't score.
Me personally, yeah. I'd rather get blown out.
I'd rather get beat 40-0 than I would 6-0.
Yeah. Especially when you have your opportunities.
Now, if it's a close game, 24-23,
right,
I want to get beat like that.
Absolutely.
Right.
But 6-0 game, just beat me and get it over with.
Yeah, exactly. It's
if I can't score.
Yeah, that's a rough one to take on the chin. But Marlette finishes up the season right there against Armada, and a up and down season for Marlette as they lost to Reese to start things off, but then came back against Harbor Beach, beat their rivals. Big win for them in the Greater Thumb East, which we kind of thought, interesting.
Yes.
And then we saw them against Cass City and get thumped by Cass City, and it's kind of been up and down for Marlette this season. But Coach Lester over there, I'm sure, come right back at it next year and
be ready to go.
Yeah, get ready to go over there in the Greater Thumb East. Elsewhere in the Greater Thumb East last night, USA coming back over Brown City, or the Greater Thumb, I should say, knocking out Brown City 34-28. I do have stats in this game real quick. Let me bring them up here. These are right here. Leading the way, Connor Gettle, 27 carries, 231 yards, 3 touchdowns. Braylon Ballard had 12 carries, 63 yards, and a touchdown. And Landon Zimmer, 3 carries, 33 yards, and a touchdown. USA sealed the game with a Rocky Hahn interception. Rocky, as they beat them last night. So big come-from-behind win there for the USA Patriots.
There was a Rocky Marathon on 2 weeks ago.
Oh, was there?
Yeah.
There you go.
I forget what channels it was on. I don't know.
We talked about Rocky one day. We got into it, Christian and I, when you weren't here, and it went on for about 5 minutes.
It was awesome.
Harbor Beach victorious as they blanked Lakers last night, 20-0. Lakers rolling on into the playoffs. It's a hard loss to take in, but Harbor Beach on the other side, big win over Sandusky, big win over the Lakers.
Ahead.
Yeah, full steam ahead for sure. As not a good night, as we're hearing it was like 50-some yards of total offense for Lakers.
Wow.
That's rough, and you got to see that the Harbor Beach defense is really stepping up the past 2 weeks. That's 2 shutouts for them, back-to-back shutouts against some good teams. So that's a big win there for Harbor Beach.
When was the last time Lakers were shut out? I'm going to try to find out right now, but man.
Goodness gracious. It's probably been a while, huh?
I'm thinking so.
Because, they... Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Hang on. Yeah, you can look, because I was going to look.
My computer's running slow here.
Oh, is it?
Well, not slow. Maybe it's just a newer computer that I'm not used to yet.
I found it for you if you want to.
Oh, excellent. Yes.
2012, September 21st, against Harbor Beach.
Wow.
56-0. I think that was the year Harbor Beach won the state title, wasn't it? 2012?
No.
Or was it 2011? Or was it even further back than that?
I thought that was newer than that.
No, it's 2012. They beat Beale City in the Division 8.
It's been that long ago already.
Yeah.
We're not getting any younger.
That's true.
Although Cam last night gave me some credit. He said you were old and I was young.
Yeah,
so.
he did. Cam was a good guy.
I like this kid. Grosse Pointe Woods Liggett. Liggett, is that how you say it?
Yeah, how bad are they?
23-18 over Memphis. There you go. That's all you have to say, really. Second on MLS over Reese, 30-19.
Yeah, no,
another rough game there.
Yeah, no.
Interesting game as MLS. A Harbor Beach squad could be seeing them later on, possibly.
Credit to MLS, they're a much smaller school than Reese.
Yeah, right, exactly. Vassar getting their first win of the season last night, knocking off Otisville Lakeville, 41-19 in a battle of the. They both had one game, right?
No, neither.
And how many points did you say Lakeville scored?
Lakeville had scored 42 on the year coming in,
something like that.
Or no, 24. I thought it was.
What
20 something?
Yeah.
What division are they in now, or conference?
It's that new conference now. It's the West. I don't remember. I don't know. Who knows?
Is it the? No, that's not it. I don't know. But all I know from this game, because of Ricardo Macon, is that he had 6 touchdowns on the evening last night, and that was a school record, a 15-year standing school record.
Who said that?
Ricardo Macon. So congrats.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Nonetheless,
that's a heck of a game.
Yeah, no matter what. But they get their first win of the season last night for the Vassar Vulcans, 41-19. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. We were wondering that was going to be an interesting game. Who was going to get their first win of the season? More than likely, we were looking for when Vassar could get their first win, and that one was right there. And they went out there and did what they had to do. Yes. 41-19. Elsewhere, BWAC action. We'll just jump right on over. Emily City over K-Pac, 42-20. Elmont over Dansville, 47-7. Elmont is your BWAC champ. They went undefeated, and they're definitely ready for the postseason, where they more than likely won't be seeing a Frankenmuth squad this year, because it looks like Frankenmuth might run into a Saginaw Swan Valley as early as district
second round
championship.
Yeah.
So, North Branch though, Carroll almost getting things done against North Branch, but North Branch gets that game in hand late in the game. 39-30 was your final. North Branch going to the playoffs, where they could possibly see Croswell-Lexington again and try to get some revenge against that Croswell-Lexington squad. But Carroll just missing out on the playoffs, sitting at 4-5. There's a good chance that they could have went 5-4 and been on the bubble and made it in.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at it too. Would they have knocked Freeland out? Oh, Freeland beat Frankenmuth though. Never mind. That wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah,
so who knows? I guess that. Who knows? Because if Freeland would have shifted out, Carroll would have shifted in, they would have got Swan Valley right away, more than likely. So
that would have been rough.
Welcome back to the Tri-Valley, boys.
Yeah. Offensively last night, DJ Daniels, 27 carries, 139 yards. Another great performance by Mr. DJ Daniels. I'm sure his name will pop up in our voting coming up in a couple weeks at least.
Definitely so.
I mean,
definitely deserves to be a first teamer.
Caleb Graves, 12 carries, 62 yards. Also, DJ Daniels had 61 yards passing. Nathan Fierce had 1 of 1 for 15. Did he get hurt? I don't know if he got hurt.
I don't know. He was being rotated in and out.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
Yeah, when we were watching him as well.
Caleb Graves had a 15-yard touchdown catch. Ryan Giddings, 18 carries for 80 yards. Logan Vandekar, 2 catches for 61 yards. Scoring summary last night for Carroll, DJ Daniels, 2 touchdowns on the evening. Ryan Giddings had a touchdown. And again, that touchdown pass to Caleb Graves just had the one on the evening. So now we'll see where North Branch ends up in the playoffs. Again, Selection Sunday show coming up tomorrow. Croslex, speaking of the other side of that possible district opener, they knock off Goodrich in a big fashion last night, 47-13. How good is Goodrich? Are they any good?
Traditionally, they're pretty good. I don't know. They're playing that weird conference now with Lakeville.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I know Montrose is in there, but Goodrich are much bigger than Montrose. New Lothrop, I believe, is in there as well. Chesney, I think. So it's just an odd conference of some misfits.
Goodrich had 3 losses on the season going in.
Did they?
Yep.
Yeah, so.
They beat Flint Powers Catholic Central,
which is a good win.
They beat a Lake Fenton. They beat Pontiac Notre Dame.
Which is a good win, too.
Corunna, and then Burton Bendel.
Yeah, they're nothing this year.
Lost to a Flint Hamity squad 34-28, and lost to a Ortonville Brandon squad 26-7. and then Hazlitt squad 35-0. And then obviously a loss last night to Croslex.
And there's that Hamity team that popped back up.
You know, and I'm looking at Hamity's schedule here. They beat Byron, Westland Lutheran, Flint Beecher, Burton Atherton, Swartz Creek, Goodrich, Burton Bentley, and Burton Bendel.
And Goodrich and Byron are both playoff teams.
So maybe they're pretty decent, I guess.
Yeah.
But
I think that could be a surprise D8 pick. And if you don't hear that tomorrow night, you heard it here.
there you go. And let me jump back over here. Let me find my schedule. So Croswell Exton getting that win over Goodrich. Richmond over Ovid LC 25-14. They will get into the playoffs. Elginak over Southfield Bradford 39-6. Yale over Macomb Lutheran North 56-35. We'll circle around the Tri-Valley and get into Christian's game here in a moment because I got yelled at last week because I totally missed. I completely went over Millington's score. I did not mean to do that. I was going through the scores real quick, and I don't know who it was that called me out.
Russ Williams.
He goes, no Christian, no Millington score. I said, no, we're good. And then at the end, I'm like, wait a second. I didn't even say Millington score. I apologize. Freeland upsetting Frankenmuth. I guess it's a pretty lukewarm upset, I guess.
It's just an odd upset because I did not expect it to happen, for one.
Nobody did in the paper.
Well,
except for Bob. Bob apparently picked Freeland.
Yes,
yep.
Exactly.
Adam.
So did I.
I think we all did, except for Adam.
Yeah. Exactly. But, just a odd way of the ball bouncing around here where Frankenmuth, a couple weeks ago, we were all at that game, just completely dominated Millington. Millington plays Elma very, very tough last week. 2 weeks ago, Elma shut out Freeland, and now all of a sudden Freeland beats Frankenmuth. So what's the anomaly? All of those games, or was the Frankenmuth-Millington game an anomaly? I don't know. Or does Frankenmuth just have Millington's number right now?
I mean, I don't know. It's really hard to figure out because the way that it shook out, if you played the ping pong theory or whatever, it looked like Frankenmuth should have no problem with Freeland. And
I agree.
It was a tight game at half, and then next thing you know, Chris tells me at the end of the game and tells me that Freeland upset him or beat him. I said, that's wow.
18-6, right?
I mean,
is it 18? Was it 18-6?
15
Final 15-8.
Frankenmuth scored more points against Swan Valley.
Yeah.
So
they still get in the playoffs. But
they're in the playoffs.
Frankenmuth, I'm sure they'll coach.
And they probably weren't in danger of losing a home game.
Right.
They were only going to have one anyways.
Well, yeah.
But it's just you didn't really want to go to the playoffs like that.
Is there anybody else in the division that even scored 100 playoff points this season? No.
Yeah.
Swan Valley's the only one at 101. So, they kind of get lumped in there with that Swan Valley squad that's absolutely steamrolling everybody. Saginaw New Val knocking out Birch Run. 26-13, New Val in the playoffs, a team that could possibly be seen against the Harbor Beach Pirates.
Another odd game because, yes, they're a Division 8 squad, and, one of the reasons why New Val didn't want to go to the bigger Tri-Valley Conference when they first came over to Tri-Valley is, we're afraid we're going to get beat, and now they go ahead and beat a decent Birch Run squad like this. Right. Who would have been a Division 5 squad to get into playoffs. I don't know if they'll back in yet or not at 5-4, but it's just one of those things that drove me insane. Listening to New Val cry all the time. Oh, we're not as tough as we used to be because we've lost so many people. Yeah, throw that out the window. They can still play football.
Sounds like you like New Val now as much as you like Garber.
We know that's not a lot.
Yeah, right.
Bridgeport over Chesaning, squeaking by them 20-19 last night. Was Garber over Bay City John Glenn, and check out this score, 12-3.
Yes. And did I hear correct? I mean, obviously, Garber, a smaller school than John Glenn. John Glenn plays in the Saginaw Valley League. Did John Glenn win a game this year? Somebody had told me that.
I don't think
which
so.
Which is odd for John Glenn.
I don't think so.
Okay. So
speaking of John Glenn, where's our John Glenn, our residential John Glenn?
I don't know. Where is he?
John.
Yeah, and we know Garber not very good, so. I'm
trying to see here if I can bring it up. I have the list of all the Bay City. I don't know. I'm trying to find in the list of all the.
I think I got the M Live article up. Tell you the truth.
Oh, do you? There it is.
Right here.
No, that's not what I wanted. Anyways, real quick, one more score here. Ithaca all over Carleton, 42-7 as Ithaca getting beat by Pewamo, Westphalia early in the season and not looking back since then as they've been able to keep on rolling right along on into the playoffs.
John Glenn has won one game. That was versus Cadillac.
Okay.
27-26.
Wow. So, interesting win there last night for Garber, 12-3.
Yes, it was.
Let's jump on over to Millington. And Millington, they were...
I got to get going, guys.
Oh,
I got.
yeah, that's right.
I
You
got
got
split. Yeah, my
Chris
last week here. So hey,
your last week here.
Well,
you're retiring.
Last week for football.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, I'm retiring. Putting my notice in. But
right.
Scotty, see you Sunday.
Yeah. Tomorrow,
Sure.
we have the Selection Sunday show. Sunday show.
Say that 5 times
Yeah,
fast.
right.
Exactly.
Going to be at 7:00. We're going to be here at 8 doing a recap on all of the we're going to try to get some calls in. Hopefully, some coaches. Maybe we're going to try to get something going, and I'm sure a lot of coaches possibly know who they're going to be matched up against, possibly. But we'll definitely get all that going. But yes, we will be here tomorrow at 8:00. So we'll see you then, Chris.
See you guys
later, dude.
I got to make sure Christian talk.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. I just want to make sure I turned out the right mic. Maybe. All right. Anyways.
I made a big boom there.
Let's jump over to the Millington game. Millington sitting at 5-4 on the season, or 5-3 on the season, excuse me, going into this game. Thought more than likely they could get in at 5-4. They had plenty of playoff points.
Yeah. A loss, they would have still gotten into the playoffs. They were, I think, the third highest team in Class C in playoff points. So they were going to sneak in at 5-4, but the thing of sneaking in at 5-4, what I think it would have done to the program is probably hurt the program more than anything else, because ideally you're going to lose that fifth game, and Millington hasn't lost 5 games since 1988 when they lost 6.
Yeah, so it's been a while.
It's been a long time. It's nice getting that 6th win, getting automatically in, especially against a big. That's a good squad. Michigan Warren Collegiate,
yeah.
They're number 3 in the state. They're 8-0 overall. But as I said in an article I wrote last night for the team, week 9, Millington has now won 31 of the last 35 games in week 9.
Wow.
Which is I didn't realize that until last night. I started looking. I'm like, holy cow!
Yeah.
That's huge. You're getting it done when you need to.
Exactly. That's just it. Is going into week 9, there's all these teams out there that have to go in there, have to get those wins, and they just come alive at the right time. And Millington's one of those squads that had to secure the spot, and they came in and did what they had to do against a Warren Michigan Collegiate squad that was ranked 3rd.
Yes.
So
stay undefeated.
Yeah,
well,
so there you go. I mean, did what you had to do and did it in a big way as getting that win last night.
Huge, and once again, it was the Jack Shreve show. At one point midway through the 3rd quarter, so Shreve and Drew Germain were tied right about in yardage and carries at 18 and right around 90 or so, and then from there it was the Jack Shreve show. Jack ended up with 168 yards on the night, scored 3 times, carried the ball 32 times, was just a workhorse. And it just seemed at like one point in the 4th quarter, he was getting 5 yards, 5 yards, 5 yards a pop, 5 yards a pop. And Collegiate didn't have an answer. Jermaine rushed for 100 yards as well, 114 and 20 carries. He was also 3 for 4 passing for 54 yards, and they had a 15-yard scoring strike to Ethan Brady. Brady caught 2 balls for 45 yards and also had an interception at the end of the game to seal the deal. Trevor Sherman and Austin Lucas had 6 tackles apiece. Shreve had 5 tackles and a huge sack, and then sophomore kicker Jonah Williams kicked a 30-yard field goal to go along with his 1 extra point.
So big win last night, to say the least.
Just needed it, That 6th win is huge.
And how many 2-point conversions did they attempt, Millington?
Let's see.
There's a couple, weren't there?
Yeah, there were a couple. Yes, there were 2.
Okay, yeah. So those are crucial, obviously.
Those are very crucial.
As they were able to go up and get some points and get the win last. I mean, that's you can't say enough about that win because they had to step up in a big way after a heartbreaker to Elma last week. And I was kind of talking about that because I think did Michigan Collegiate score late, or did they score in the fourth?
Yes, they did.
And I was like, okay, so it could be another heartbreaker, and then Millington came back.
They scored in the fourth, and actually, Jonah Williams hit his field goal to go up by 6 midway through the third quarter. And then Warren Collegiate scored in the fourth quarter to tie it up. Could not get in their extra point. Millington drives right down the field, boom, scores, and then gets a 2-point conversion as well to go up by 8.
Wow.
So
big win.
Big win. It was huge. It was a really fun game to be at. It really was. Trailing at halftime, come back against a big team, and it seems like Millington has done that in the past. Just a couple of years ago, Detroit Central,
I remember that game
down 20-0 at the half. Madison Heights Madison the one time at home. It just those type of games, and you really expect Millington to win, and they do. They do. So hats off to the squad and the coaching staff. It was a really fun game to watch.
Any idea now? Millington probably still going to open up on the road.
I'd probably so, unless something happens. I don't see them moving from the number 3 spot. It looks like to me, unless the MHSA gets funky and we get pushed, because there's a good possibility we could end up in Ithaca next week playing Ithaca.
Oof.
Yeah, which will be rough. If the MHSA is nice to us and they stick us in that same division or same district that Snooze has us in with Byron and Montrose and Hemlock, and we're facing Hemlock for the third season in a row, I think it's a district Millington can win. I really, really do.
Snooze has Tawas in there.
Oh, it's Tawas now?
Yeah.
Okay. Because it was Byron.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, and which is not, Montrose can be beat this year. Tawas, our JV team beat Tawas' JV team last year 40-6.
And Hemlock opened up the season almost getting beat by Vassar.
And we've beaten Hemlock 2 years in a row.
So, yeah, exactly.
So
I mean,
we'll see.
Definitely could be interesting. They could go on the road and upset a team, a higher ranked team. Obviously, we'll have to definitely check that out. But we're getting low on time here, and we are going to have to go into something real quick. Did we decide on athletes of the week?
I think we did for the boys.
Okay. Girls, I wanted to read something real quick. We got an email earlier this week from Coach Doug Schneider, head coach of the girls, the Lady Eagles varsity golf team, nominating senior Sophia Lee. Sophia achieved first team all-conference for the first time. She was voted on the homecoming court. She was a top finisher at regionals, placing 4th overall with a 95, helped the team qualify for state finals for the 5th year in a row. But as a freshman, she had severe scoliosis. She had to have a major surgery to place 2 9-inch steel rods on either side of her spine. They screwed them into her vertebrae from each side. She had surgery right after her freshman golf season. She was able to recover. It took her 6 to 8 months, 3 months of isolation at home, away from everybody, away from attending school. She recovered in time for the next golf season. She missed a season of her first sport she loved, which was soccer. She was able to actually gain 2 full inches after her surgery, which she was able to, I guess, use to her advantage in golf. She has a 4.0 GPA. She just a ton of achievements, and she even had to learn a brand new golf swing because of her scoliosis, with the steel rods, and she still went on and did a ton of stuff in high school. So that was a nomination for Athlete of the Week this week, which is just, amazing
just
to come
awesome.
back. Yeah,
just flat out awesome.
Those are what I told Coach Schneider. So that's kind of what our Freak Nasty performance is like.
Darn right,
those types of things where you can bounce back from injuries and come out and just have a huge. And I think I just read about their golf team. I think they were 4th after one day, something like that. So they're over at Grand Valley doing their golfing. So good luck to the Lady Eagles. And real quick here, I'm trying to figure out what I'm looking for, and this is what I'm looking for. So we'll do that right now.
The Freak Nasty Player of the Week.
You're not gonna sing?
Super Freak.
See,
I was in the middle of typing, and then all of a sudden my thing jiggled out, and didn't hear it.
It crackled, yeah.
I know.
I don't know. It must have been way too loud or something. But last week it played, and I didn't sing, and I'm like, man, I really miss Christian at this point. But again, our athletes of the week this week, as we just mentioned, Sophia Lee, golfer. Frankenmuth. We don't really have a lot of golfers on here, so we got a special nomination
it's a good one.
from Coach Schneider. Kudos to her. Congratulations. I'm hoping to get her in on the air after all. He wants to get her in after all the final stuff is over. So next week, I know we're busy, but we might maybe the following week.
Yeah, we'd love to have
try
her
to get her in here. So we'll try to get her on in and get an interview with her and talk it over. And
be live on the air too.
Exactly.
So dress pretty.
Yeah, yeah. You guys got to dress up. Can't wear your pajamas. No, none of them wear pajamas. I'm just kidding. But our male athlete of the week, Mr. Ricardo Macon, week number 9, big performance, 6 touchdowns, getting Bass their first win on the season. I guess no better time than week number 9 to get out there and pick up your first win if you can't get one during the season. Week number 9, get out there and get things done. But it's better than going 0-9. Look at the North Branch Broncos. I don't know. We'll see what they can do next year. Obviously, losing Ricardo is a pretty talented play over there for Vassar. But with that being said, that is going to wrap up Let's Talk Sports. Again, we're going to be here tomorrow evening, 8 o'clock. Where's your watch party at tomorrow?
Cardinals in Millington.
Cardinals? Okay.
Cardinals in Millington.
Very cool. I wonder where everybody else is going to be at.
I don't know, but I will be trying to do some stuff live on Millington Athletics, and then I'll be calling in the show here after that as well.
Heck yeah. Yeah, so we'll get Christian. I'm going to try to get a hold of some other coaches and get them to call in and talk things over. Somebody was calling on the show. I do apologize, but we had to get everything in and through because we were running low on time. I didn't realize what time it was, but we do have a game to get to. Christian, predictions for today?
Pain for Sparty. Lots of pain for Sparty.
Bub's at home yelling, "Go Sparty!" Yes, I'm obviously taking Michigan as well. I'm hoping it's not close. It's been a weird week already of football, so hopefully Michigan just goes in and just rolls them.
Just roll them. You have to. It's about time.
It is.
10 for 10 against the spread is D'Antonio against Michigan, and they're getting 7, and just roll them.
Did you see the Valente yesterday?
No, I didn't see it yesterday. I listened to it the day before, though.
He did the interrogation on Woj.
Yeah.
And I was asking him who's going to be the best part of the game or best part of the team on the field tomorrow. He said Michigan's secondary, and the worst part is going to be Michigan State's O-line. So I hope he's right.
So do I.
All right, let's jump on over. Jim Brandstetter and Dan Deerdorf. As we got Michigan football coming at you right here. Classic Rock on 92. Go Blue. Enjoy your weekend, everybody.